Hi, this is Tom Soane and welcome to another episode of the Anonymous Landlord. And today I wanted to talk about finding really good growth areas. If you're going to invest in property, then obviously you want to try and find a place that's going to have high demand in the near future, or is going to grow in value over the near future, because there may well be some development going on in the area. There might be a lot of investment in the area. There might be something that's happened in the country or in that local area that is going to really increase demand. But also there's different property investment strategies that may well become popular, and different demographics of buyers or tenants that may well become really popular in the very near future. So look, identifying those hotspots or those growth areas or high demand areas is a real trick. And it's something that you will accumulate over time. It's something that you can definitely calculate. And also research. If you do your due diligence, you can definitely find out where those hot spots and growth areas are. So I wanted to tell you about one that I've just come across, and I've just bought a property in that specific category because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hot spot or a growth area for me. So I'll talk you through that, and I'll talk you through some other things that you could look out for as well. But first of all, the place, I've just made an offer on a property which is a 2-bedroom flat with parking. And I don't normally buy flats, but in this case, I'm going to buy a flat. The purchase price is £137,500. And then you add your fees and your tax and so on and so on. The property at the end of all of that is going to be worth at least £175,000. And it's a really good area as well. So why am I going for this flat? Well, first of all, I think there's going to be a huge demand now over the coming months for first-time buyer properties. So any 1 and 2 bedroom flats in half decent areas and smaller houses like 1 and 2 bedroom houses, I think are going to be really popular because, as you've probably seen in the budget, the government are going to support the mortgage lenders to be able to offer 95% mortgages, meaning that buyers only need a 5% deposit. Now, what does that do? Well, first of all, it brings people into a position where they're able to purchase a property where maybe they didn't have enough cash to be able to do so before. If you've been saving and saving and saving, and you've only got, I don't know, let's say you got $5,000 in the bank now, that means you can buy a place up to 100,000. So that's a positive thing for a lot of people. So I think the amount of first-time buyers is going to rocket up. Now look, that is going to be condensed a little bit by who can actually get a mortgage. You will still need to be mortgage eligible. Now, there could be a few questions around furlough, people that have been on furlough, people that have been only employed for a certain amount of time. Perhaps they've been made unemployed because of the lockdown and then had to gain new employment in order to go and buy a property. But either way, all of those factors are going to contribute towards reducing the number of people that can buy that property. But there is definitely going to be an uplift in first-time buyers. We can't avoid that. That's going to be it. So the reason, look, I'm not saying that I'm going to make an extra £10,000 or it's going to be a easy ride, but I look at things in risk factors and worst case and best case scenarios, and I calculate the both. Now, for me, I know that this property, once it's done, if I do it to a good standard, once it's done, it's going to be a popular property for first-time buyers to buy, which means I'm more likely to get a sale. It means I'm more likely to release get my cash back faster because there are going to be more people wanting to buy that type of property. And that's why I've gone for this flat. And I'll keep you posted on that. We're early days at the moment. The offer's just been accepted. My valuation is happening on Friday, I think, which is the end of this week. So I'll keep you posted on how that goes. But that was my thinking behind it. I saw the flat, it came about, and I don't normally like flats. But I just think this is going to be a high demand property at the moment. And like I say, it reduces my risk of an exit. And that's always a positive thing. So I'll keep you posted on that one. But other areas that you can look out for, right? If you're going to try and find good growth areas and pockets of cities where there may well be some growth in value, growth in demand, and so on and so on. And that can be for selling, or if you're going to buy it and rent it out. Same thing. So let's start with development. So if you come across an area where there's a residential development and it's, let's take for an example a big residential development. You know, when you get companies like Taylor Wimpey and companies like that go buy a big plot of land and then build 100 houses on it. It's its own little, a few hundred houses. It's like its own little village. You've seen those. Well, if you come across one of those, then you can pretty much safely say that properties just close to that area are possibly going to benefit from a value increase because they're going to increase the value of that specific location. So you could look out for those places. Also, property prices also follow employment. So the outskirts of London, as we all know, they've always been expensive because people can travel to London easily where there's a lot of employment and so on. And it's the same with places like Birmingham. So I'm trying to buy a place in Wolverhampton at the moment because there's a lot of development going on there with some major employers, which means the area is going to become more appealing for people to go and get jobs. And wherever there are jobs, there are people. And that's the point. If you can follow the people, follow the demand, then you should always do well. And then there's the development of the areas themselves. So if there is a lot of development going on for large shopping facilities, restaurants, bars, all of those types of things, then you should definitely keep an eye out for those, because where that development happens, people follow. And where people go, you should go. And that's where your money should go. Hey, let's create a quick catchphrase. Where people go, your money should flow. Yes, I love that. Anyway, so hopefully that's a couple of little ideas. Look, I would do far more research than just that. There's a huge amount of due diligence that you can do to identify growth areas, hotspots, demand areas, and so on and so on. But hey, if you want to talk about that separately, then just contact me and we'll set up a discovery call. If you've got your eye on somewhere, I'll help you look at the pros and cons and the exits and so on. I do quite a lot of discovery calls with people actually, and you probably know about this now, but I do a lot of discovery calls where I'll have a conversation with someone, they'll tell me what they're looking at or what they're looking to achieve, or perhaps what they've got at the moment, and we might just talk about some advice where they may well, they may well get some advice from me about how they can grow their portfolio or improve their current portfolio or invest the cash that they're sitting in the bank at the moment. That's a common one. People that have, just 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand just sat in the bank doing nothing. And it's really difficult to spend it because there's that fear factor of getting it right. So those discovery calls are really good because we can set out a strategy. In some cases, I can help them find a property. But, in those instances, it's a good opportunity for somebody to get my opinion. And, you should always get as many opinions as you can, I think. But yeah, anyway, I can't remember what I was talking about there. But the point is, if you want to talk about anything like that, just contact me through my Facebook page or email me, tom@pinkstreet.co.uk, and we'll set up a discovery call. It can be on phone or Zoom, and then we'll just chat about what it is you're looking to achieve, what it is you want to do, and I'll give you my advice. For free, of course. I just quite enjoy doing it. And I may well be able to connect you up with some people, certainly with sourcing agents, estate agents, letting agents, mortgage advisors, insurance brokers, all of those people I can connect you up with if you want. So I hope that helps. So just to recap then, I told you about my investment with this flat in a good area. Hopefully that's just going to be a straight flip. Buy it, do it up, sell it straight away as quickly as I can. And I will actually try and sell that property during the refurbishment phase. People like to buy off plan. And, if you can set up a sale and have that ongoing while you're finishing off the refurbishment, then it speeds up your exit, enables you to get your cash out a lot faster. But that's definitely going to be a growth area. So Keep an eye out for any properties that are potential investments that might well appeal to first-time buyers. That's my opinion anyway. Hey, I might be wrong. Nobody has the magic answer. Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen. You could spend thousands of pounds on training courses from experts who tell you they know what's going to happen, but no one really does. So what you do is you do the best you can with what you've got. You do your own research, you figure out your own opinions, and you trust it. Trust your judgment. Trust your own judgment. And what's the worst that can happen? You might make 10,000 rather than 15. You might make £800 a month in rent rather than 850. That's the worst that can happen, right? All right, there may well be some more serious situations than that, but you get my point. So hopefully that has been a little bit of help in identifying growth areas. Go after the people, because where people go, your money flows. I hope that helps. I'll speak to you all later. Remember, go and pick yourself up a little win. Don't worry about the big unicorns. Go and buy a workhorse. Lots and lots of little wins. If you can just keep winning every single day in property investing, in life, in business, in other investing, in anything, just lots of little wins. Don't worry about these big wins, because I tell you what, they never come along. Lots of little wins. That's the way to do it. What was your win today? I'd be interested to find out what your win was today, or what your win is going to be today. What is that to you? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. I get loads of messages, by the way, and emails from people that listen to this podcast. So I'm really appreciative of that. And people, do you know what? Some people just send me comments on some of the things I say, or questions I ask. So keep that coming, and I will speak to you all later. Take care.